Precision drafting for tech reps and warranties. Clear, testable English. Welcome. In complex deals, technical teams uncover facts, while legal teams turn them into promises. Tech representations state what is true today. Warranties promise what will hold tomorrow, or what happens if it doesn't. Your job is to bridge technical findings to legal promises, so business risk is predictable. Clear language reduces ambiguity and allocates risk to the right party. Aim for statements that are specific, testable, and aligned with the scope of the deal, not the entire universe. If someone can't measure it or confirm it against the contract, it doesn't belong in your representative or warranty. Start with the technical fact. A piece of measurable data. Battery capacity is 5,000 mAh at 25 degrees Celsius. Next, craft the legal claim tied to that fact. Seller represents the battery capacity is 5,000 mAh plus or minus 2% at delivery. Finally, assign responsibility and time. Seller warrants capacity will remain within plus or minus 10% for 12 months under specified use. This flow, fact right-pointing arrow claim, right-pointing arrow allocation, prevents arguments later. If the fact shifts with conditions, state those conditions. If multiple teams own parts, name the owner for each obligation and how long it lasts. Precision comes from objective metrics and repeatable tests. Say is less than or equal to 0.3% packet loss measured over 24 hours using RFC 2544 inches instead of reliable network. Where possible, anchor to standards like ISO, ASTM, API, OEM specs to avoid custom debates. Standards define methods, instruments, and pass/fail criteria. Avoid vague terms such as state-of-the-art, robust, substantially, or industry-leading. These sound impressive, but invite disputes. If you can't describe exactly how someone would measure compliance, rework the sentence until a technician could replicate it. Use a simple template: condition plus metric plus benchmark plus timestamp. Example: at delivery, timestamp. The pump condition achieves 120 L per minute metric at 2 bars versus ASTMF #### benchmark. Next, define the system boundary and environment, the specific unit, configuration, inputs, and ambient conditions. State the data source clearly. Based on test report TR018, performed by XYZ Labs on Model A, Rev 3. This structure makes the representative auditable. Anyone reading it should know exactly what was tested, where the number came from, and when it was true. A warranty turns today's data into a promise of future performance, or a remedy if performance slips. Specify duration, e.g., 24 months. Exclusions, misuse, alterations, and maintenance duties the buyer must follow. Tie remedies to measurable failure triggers. If throughput drops below 1000 TPS under Profile X for 3 consecutive tests, seller will repair or replace within 30 days. Avoid open-ended obligations. Link them to evidence and timelines. If conditions matter, like temperature or duty cycle, state them so both sides know when the warranty does and doesn't apply. Define what counts as a material deviation. Use pass/fail criteria or plus or minus tolerances. Efficiency is greater than or equal to 92%, or thickness 2.0 millimeters plus or minus 0.1 millimeters. Declare measurement uncertainty and methods. Measured by method A, uncertainty plus or minus 0.02 millimeters at 95% confidence. Address edge cases and operating ranges upfront. Startup behavior, warm conditions, low voltage, or intermittent loads. If short spikes are acceptable, say so, and set limits, e.g., is less than or equal to 2 seconds. Clear thresholds prevent arguments over minor drift versus true nonconformance. Back every representative with an evidence pack. Cite the exact documents, lab reports, QA logs, CAD revisions, firmware versions, calibration certificates, and change history. Map each representation to its evidence and an owner responsible for updates. Plan audits, retests, and cadence. For example, retest every 6 months, audit after major revisions, and refresh the evidence pack at each release. If a claim depends on software, include build hashes and release notes. Organized evidence reduces negotiation time and speeds resolution if a warranty claim arises. Before you finalize, ask who/what/where/when, how was it measured? Which standard and acceptable range apply? What's the duration, remedy, exclusions, and assumptions? Example rep. At delivery, Unit X achieves less than 45 decibels. A. At 1 meter in a 23 degrees Celsius, 50% RH chamber per ISO 3744 based on report R12. Example warranty. For 18 months, under duty cycle B, throughput remains is greater than or equal to 800 megabits per second. If not, seller will repair or replace. Excludes unauthorized firmware and overclocking. Clear, testable, time-boxed. That's how you turn tech facts into strong, fair promises.